Welcome to Betrayal Stories. New episodes weekly.
I'm 30. She's 29. We've been married almost 10 years. No kids for a long time. That was our heartbreak. I'm active duty military. Orders, moves, new bases we've done for relocations in our marriage. She's followed me every time until the last one. The last PCs was supposed to be temporary. She said, "It's close enough. We can do weekends. Your command might downsize, you could be back soon. I've got a great job here, let me build my career." It sounded reasonable. Distance makes you humble. You tell yourself, we're strong. Well, make it work. First red flags when you live out of a duffel bag. Trust is your home. One day, I saw messages on her Facebook, nothing explicit, but flirty with a friend. Emojis, late-night check-ins, the kind of half-truths that make your stomach drop without giving you proof. I chose to believe the best. I told myself, people get lonely. Don't torch the house over smoke. I forgave and asked her to move with me anyway. She said no. I didn't push, my unit was talking cuts, so I thought, maybe I'm back soon. We did 6 months of long weekends, driving hours for 36 hours together, then separating again. Like we were trying to glue a cracked cup, pretending the coffee wasn't already leaking through. Hope reignites. I decided to control what I could. We focused on our fertility journey again. She had a procedure to help our chances. It worked. She got pregnant. We cried happy tears. We argued over baby names and strollers like any normal couple. For a minute, life felt simple. I allowed myself to believe we were a team again. That the worst part of our story was behind us. The blow at 8 months, then the long late nights at work started. The vague meetings. The silence where there used to be chatter. I found out my wife was having an affair with her boss. I didn't know for how long. I didn't know the exact moment they started. I only knew it existed. And here's the part people will judge me for. I tried to forgive. I told myself I could hold it together for the baby. I brought her to live with me. I wanted to be there for the birth, for the first breath, for every first. Our son was born, tiny, perfect. I thought his first cry would scare off all our demons. A double life after birth, but secrets don't leave just because a baby arrives. She lived with me, but she also lived on her phone. She'd pace the hallway and cry. I'd ask what was wrong. The answer was always the same. I'm lonely here. No friends. I'm just talking to my girlfriends on the phone. I wanted to believe that. I was making bottles at 2 a.m., changing diapers, taking pictures that looked like a holiday card. Smiles for the camera, static behind the scenes. The receipts. Recently, I found archived chats with her friends. I wasn't hunting for dirt. I needed truth to stop the torture of guessing. And it was all their dates, details, feelings. The man was her boss. While living with me, she stayed in contact with him until September, until he cut her off. Those nights she was pacing and sobbing. It wasn't because she was lonely. It was because he was gone. Then I read the line that sucked the air out of my chest. To a friend, she said being with me made her feel sick, but she had to smile and say I love you because she didn't know what else to do. Another message suggested the worst. The baby might not be mine. You don't forget words like that. They etch themselves into your brain and play on a loop. Why I didn't explode? I could have confronted her that second, slammed the door open, laid out the screenshots, demanded answers. I didn't. And not because I'm weak. Because there's a baby sleeping down the hall, and I refuse to make his earliest memory the sound of 2 adults destroying each other. Instead, I watched. The phone always face down. Call logs cleared. The shower becomes a texting booth. I asked, "Are you happy?" She'd say, "Just tired," and look past me like I was a window. What I did next, love, isn't amnesia. I love my wife, or maybe I love the version of her from before all this. But love without truth is just denial. I started taking quiet, practical steps. No yelling, no threats. Step 1. I consulted a family attorney. Not to go nuclear, but to understand my rights and responsibilities, especially with a newborn involved. Whatever the biology says, that child is innocent. He deserves stability. Step 2. I scheduled a DNA test. Not to weaponize it, just to know. Living in uncertainty is a slow death. Step 3. I began planning an adult conversation. Not a fight, not a blame fest. A conversation with evidence on the table, texts, dates, calls, and boundaries. Radical honesty about the past, clarity about the future. Respect for me as a partner and father, or we separate and co-parent. What it feels like right now if you've been here, you know, night is the worst. The house is quiet, the baby monitor buzzes, and your brain won't shut up. One voice says, leave. You deserve better. Another says, stay. Families are worth fighting for. The truth is, internet advice can't live your life for you. I have to make choices I can look my son in the eye about one day. Here's what I know. You can't build a family on lies, even polite ones. You can't use a child to punish someone else's choices. You can be heartbroken and still be a good dad. The twist when she sensed me pulling back, something changed. Suddenly she's affectionate, cooking, hugging me from behind at the sink, whispering I love you more than she has in months. And all I can hear is that line from her messages, smile and say I love you. Is this real remorse or just fear of consequences? I don't know yet. What's next? Update soon. The DNA results are coming. When they do, we'll have the talk we postponed for years. Whatever that paper says, I'm going to be the calmest adult in the room for my son. If he's mine biologically, I'll fight for this family, only if honesty is on the table. If he isn't, I'll still protect him and I'll protect myself. Either way, there's no more pretending. If you want an update, let me know. I'll come back with what the DNA test says and how the conversation goes. Closing trust is a bridge people have to maintain. One person can't hold it up forever, no matter how strong they are. If you hear the structure creaking, name it. Earlier, kinder. And remember, your feelings matter as much as anyone's excuses. And short description. First lines. After 10 years of marriage and years of infertility, my wife finally got pregnant. At 8 months, I discovered her affair with her boss and later found messages suggesting the baby might not be mine. Here's what I did next. DNA test results soon.
Thanks for watching Betrayal Stories. New episodes weekly.